Hello everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to Callie's in the Kitchen. Today is a bloom day, and I am using this mold that I purchased from Art Blong, and I'm pouring a layer of, I mixed up Istoyo 1:1 medium viscosity resin, I believe. So I did 140 grams total because this is a several layer pour. And I wasn't sure how much I would need for my first layer. And what I like is that this mold is pretty deep. So, you know, I need a little bit more light. So I hope you don't mind, but I am going to turn on my light bulb here so I can see a little bit better. And maybe you can too. So I don't want it to be too deep of a, first layer, only because I need room for, I think, 2 more, I can't remember. This is a design by Zarrin Resin Art. I get a lot of inspiration from her blooming, because sometimes I just can't think of what to bloom. So in, okay, let me put it a little bit more here on this edge here. I don't think it covered it there. So I'm just going to let that settle in. And while that does, I'm going to put aside, okay, so I've got, let's see, 80 grams left. So, interesting. So I did 140 minus 80. So 140 minus 80. I'm just trying to think, I think that's a bit high enough. Yeah, I'm going to put aside a little bit for my whites, and I'm trying to decide how much to put because I'm going to probably use the rest of this resin for another project if I can do it fast enough. So you know what? I'm going to do 140. I'm going to do 70 grams in this first, well, maybe not. So let me just do, 70 grams. Okay, so I do 70 grams, and I'm going to put aside 30 grams. And I really won't need all that 30 grams, which I'm going to divide into 2, and you'll see what I mean by that. So I'm just putting aside 30 grams. Sorry about that. Okay. Now, in this little cup, I have mixed up some black crushed glass. I really don't think it's glass, but I'm just going to call it glass chips. And I'm going to create a centerpiece, because this is hopefully going to be a sunflower. So let me put that in the center there. Okie doke. That looks pretty good. I don't want it to be too sort of symmetrical. Put that aside. And then in my 30 grams, let me get my CastinCraft. So I'll let that settle. Just tapping my, shaking my bottle. And I'm going to put, since I've got 30 grams in there, I'm going to put 3 drops, and it's 1. And this is my favorite new top that they have now for the CastinCraft. So, just put, okay, that. Let's see how that looks as far as the white is concerned. Because I am going to add some other colors to it, as you'll see. Yeah, so I'll put aside some. Yeah, it's a little bit thin, but that's okay because I'm going to add some pigment paste. So let me move this aside, and I apologize for this, but Well, no, I'm not going to. I was going to do the other pour at the same time, but no, that'll just get too confusing. So, so I don't need a lot for the second one. So I'm going to put pour out 15 grams. Okay, so in this cup, now I'm going to add a little bit of Let's Resin pigment paste. So I'm going to do the orange. These are really hard to squeeze because they're paste, but what's nice is that, you know, you can count drops. So that was the yellow, orange. Where's my yellow? Where's my yellow? And I might have to put in some more, but let's see how these two turn out first. And that yellow didn't come down very easily, so. Oh, okay, good. All right. All right, let me stir that up really well. Put it in my piping bag, and I'll be right back. Okay, I cut a little tip off the end of the piping bag, just enough to, you know, squeeze it out. And then I thought I'd let you see how I draw this shape of a petal. And we'll continue on, and I'll do it to some music, and just watch as much as or little as you'd like. All right, so that first layer looks like it's somewhat bloomed. I hope. I wanted to show you on those mini blooms, I get this disc mold from Amazon, and it comes in different sizes. And I'm addicted to making them because they always turn out differently. So here are some of them. Some prettier than others. So it's really a fun thing to do. All right, so I'm back to the Istoyo Resin. I did 100 grams, 50A and 50B. It's nice and warm right now. I did put it in my Resiner's bubble remover machine. And now I'm going to place aside 20 grams for my white. So while that's sort of settling in, I'll pour out 20 grams just to make sure I have enough. And boy, this is a deep mold that I could potentially do another third layer, but let's see. Let's just do this one first and I'll decide. There's 20 grams. And Let me just make sure. Well, maybe not. I think I'll just do 2 layers because yep. Okay, so well, I could do. I'm not sure. Okay, so there's a little bit left, so I might pour it in my little disc mold here to play with, just so I don't waste any resin. But let me just put in just a little bit more so that I have somewhat of an amount. So I'm going to let that settle for a minute. And I'll come back to you when I mix up my white with my paste. So I'm going to heat gun it a little bit to get rid of some of those bubbles. Okay, so I'm going to put in my CastinCraft and the yellow and orange pigment paste. And I'll continue on with the drawing some more of another layer of petals. nothing but yellow. So I was going to do another layer, but I don't have much room out here. And I suppose I could, but I said no. So I have mixed up, I'm trying a new resin, J. Diction. It's the crystal clear, I think it's the lower viscosity one. And I thought I'd do some blue as a background. Now I could have done, I'm just gonna move this over here for a second. Those were the blooms I did with the extra resin that I had left. So I'm gonna put some Enzian resin ink and stir it up. And yeah, a little bit darker. Sort of, I kind of wanted a purpley blue, so I'm just going to put that in for now. And then I haven't used Smurf in a long time, so let me try Smurf. I didn't want black. I mean, that's probably the safest color, but I just wanted to be brave and see what another color would look like. I mean, you know, other than black. So, and I could have used paste, but I kind of wanted, I don't know, I'm not really sure what I wanted. But just to create something. So let me go get my purple. I'll be right back, and then you can see the shade of color. Okay, I found some Aronia, which is a purplish color. So I'm going to add that. There we go. I don't know if you can see, but it's a purplish blue. All right, so I'm going to place this as a back coat. Oh, and I did want to show you some blooming happened here, and I'm hoping it's a nice one on the other side. And then I'm going to place, if I have any left over, I'm going to place it on top of my little disc mold over there of some blooms that I did. Yeah, that's kind of more the color I wanted. Perfect. It's more bluish, but there's a little tinge of purple. So, and I am just loving the Resiner's bubble remover machine. Now, yeah, I'm at the edge already. See, it's kind of coming through over there. So what I might do is sort of nudge it first. And someone had asked how long I wait to put a top coat. Sometimes I do overnight, sometimes I do a few hours, depending on how much time I have. And what you do is you just sort of gently run your finger on the surface of your piece. And yeah, I would not have had room, I don't think, for another layer of blooms. You run your finger through it, and if it's not, you know, sticky, if it comes out clean, then it's safe at that point. So yeah, might have to clean this up after I demold. Okay. Did a big spill here, so I'm going to clean that up, and then I'm going to put some of that over here, and I will see you for the unmolding. I'm going to torch, even though I did the bubble remover machine. There's still some bubbles in there, so I will see you soon. It's that time, so I thought I'd show you the results of some of these. I didn't like some of them, so I keep doing them because sometimes they turn out and sometimes they don't turn out. So those are kind of sweet. So I'll have to think of a project to use of those little mini blooms. Alrighty. All right. I'm going to do it this way and see. I kind of like this way that Zarrin Art did on her reveal, where she places the piece underneath and then unveils by lifting up the, ooh, a little, okay, could be better, but kind of like, I like the kind of bloom and then like that center, and I'm glad I placed the light blue center, but I mean the blue edging, but that turned out pretty, don't you think? Not definitive as far as the shape of the petals are concerned, but kind of flowy look. I'll bring you in for a close-up. That is probably my drawing skills. But kind of cool in a different kind of way. I wish you could see the depth. I mean, because of the layer, like from me, from my angle right here. Let me see that depth right there? I don't know if I'm showing it well or not. But anyway, let me know what you think, and I'll catch you next time.